noises in the background, which means we are finally ready for the Metroid Randomizer race. So please welcome richikupo and SavageWizzrobe as they get this run started, and you guys get your donations in to save or kill a multitude of animals. Take it away, guys.
Well, hi everyone.
My name's SavageWizzrobe.
And I'm richikupo. We'll be racing Super Metroid Randomizer. And yep,
I believe we should be ready pretty shortly here.
Yeah, and standard randomizer race. All items shuffled. It's Super Metroid, except we have a little twist in this that me and Savage agreed to. We agreed to a mode called Fun Suits. Now, you want to explain what that does, Savage? So, Savage? Oh, no.
I've done that before, where I've given a 5-minute explanation. It was like, oh, that was on the entire time.
All right. So here we are. This is the Super Metroid Randomizer race on Veteran Expert difficulty, and I'm racing alongside. My name's SavageWizzrobe. I'm racing alongside richikupo there, and we are basically ready to go at any time. So, I guess Sonic Mega there, if you want to give a countdown, that would be great.
Oh, absolutely. Any excuse to use the reverb. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, go!
And they are off. All right, well, I am Adelor, one of the commentators chosen, particularly from Rich's side. Welcome to our Super Metroid Randomizer race. We're going to talk you through what's going on between these two. They have locally muted the commentator so that they cannot hear what we are doing, so we are free to talk about all the items they find. And they will not be able to spoil them on anything because this is a race, of course. They don't want to know what's coming up because that's the whole point of randomized race. They're supposed to find those items on their own. But yeah, as Rich said, we are doing the particular twist of this is Fun Suits. Fun is a big word in quotation marks. They'll probably not find one of their suits, potentially not both of them. Which has some major implications. They may very well have to do what's called a suitless Meridia dive. Basically, they might never find gravity. They're going to do a whole bunch of tricks. Is that Screw Attack off the bat?
That is Screw Attack.
Hello, Screw Attack.
Hello, Screw Attack. I haven't even introduced myself. If you guys remember, it's me, Flynn, from the X4 run earlier today. Hello again, everybody.
Hello. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to talk smoothly over. I just figured I'd get the explanation of Fun Suits out of the way. The other side of that is they might not find Varia's suit, which means we may be very well looking at a trip through Lower Norfair, which is constantly taking heat damage, called the Grand Hell Run. One of those things will definitely happen, potentially both of them. We will talk more about that when they are irrelevant at the time. Yeah, we're opening Blue Brain or Retro Bin checks. We're looking for Morph at some point. It'll pop up pretty soon because you need it for Super Metroid, let's be honest. It's pretty important.
Yeah. You may have also seen... You saw Savage. I'm looking at Savage's screenshot from that first shaft at the beginning of the game. That's what we call the Moonfall, where we basically moonwalk to the edge of a platform, and that somehow how do you say it, takes off the cap of speed of Samus's fall, so she starts accelerating infinitely until she hits the bottom. And you may have seen that Savage got early speed booster.
Yeah, they got early speed booster at the Mother Brain. I think it's a power bomb normally. But yeah, or just a missile pack or something. Yeah, there's a pickup there that turned into speed booster. So we are already going fast, and speed booster is a pretty important item logically. It does open up a fair chunk of the game.
Yeah.
The longer they keep getting items like space and speed, you actually kind of further delays our potential of actually getting Morph. Like, it could have put Morph in some wacky location. They're both going to do a little save at the ship here. Rich has got one more E-tank, but that's just over at its vanilla spot there at Terminator, and Savage will be finding that shortly.
I think, yeah, Savage is going for we call the gauntlet, and it looks
Yeah.
like the Rich is going for it as well. There's that secret wall that I can break, and it goes through, and I has to go through this gauntlet of enemies with the rising acid, which deals a lot of damage.
It does so much damage, especially with no suits to protect you from this damage. It's very... Rich got himself stuck. Dang it. Well, so this is the problem of doing Gauntlet with Screw Attack, is you sure can put yourself into a gap like that when you break one block, but not the one above you. And you have to reset. That's why we save here.
That's why you save.
So Savage was just doing a check of the first item there, not wanting to go through the entire gauntlet because you actually need Morph to continue. We just saw a missile pack there, so nothing super important in Gauntlet 1.
I would have personally got the missile.
And I think the issue is you have to also get out of there with that one missile that take extra time, and there's probably a complication I'm not remembering, and it's Gauntlet is dangerous. We're just gonna reset and go somewhere else. We've got plenty more to do, especially with like early Screw Attack and speed. It does open up some options here. All right, so he's got that Terminator E-Tank, and we're gonna head to left. And to these guys, Screw Attack is really nice, not only as a item that breaks some blocks, but you can just run through a lot of enemies with it like this. Very convenient.
These Savage is gonna go for a little check. He reset.
Doing a reset here. He's forgotten something or heading in the wrong direction. We'll see.
We'll see. And it looks like Rich is going the way back because he got the missile.
I think Savage is realizing he might actually need that missile pack. Yeah. Rich is indeed working his way out of Gauntlet with that one missile. That might be the hard required first missile because you need that. That may be the only missile required or open to open that door there. Actually,
they're going for the moral victory. You know, if one person quits whenever they see an item they don't like and the other person collects them all anyway, I'm gonna vote for that second person no matter what. Because you know what?
Yeah.
They take what life gives them, whether it's good or bad, and I appreciate that. That takes
exactly.
And I just remembered something. When they go to the Brinstar section, the jungle Brinstar, all the doors are red doors, so they will need the missile.
Yeah. I guess...
I'm gonna laugh if Rich saves time by having one extra missile towards the end of the game, and it like saves them 15-20 seconds over Savage, who ends up needing to wait for a restock.
All right, Savage has gone up and gotten that too now, so they're at parity. Yeah, we're gonna see Rich head down and be the first one to get down to some new checks. There are some more stuff they can potentially look at, but yeah, there's not much more they can do in Gauntlet. They do need Morph to continue. There's a little tunnel into that first pickup in order to get any farther into it. Because there are two or three more items in there. Or is it just two? I think.
Hey, there's one more, and then the two that you go down when you're going down to that place with the green pirates.
So it's 3 total. Yeah, there are 3 more items that they can't really get to yet without Morph. So Morph will have to come up. It's just a matter of whether the game keeps giving us interesting items that allow it to further delay the acquisition of Morph. Which is going to go normally you do what's called a mock ball to get across that bridge, but we've been gifted Speed Booster really early, so that is not necessary here. There's another missile pack. What do we have here? Another missile pack.
Another missile.
So far, we're getting loaded up on regular missiles, no supers yet.
Do we happen to have time to do a little catch up on these donations?
Absolutely, go for it.
Yeah.
Sure. We have a $20 donation from 12th Doc that says, "Hello, Fastest Furs, 12 here. Had to donate for my burb friend SavageWizzrobe in the Super Metroid Randomizer. Good luck to both racers, and seeing as taunt the animals isn't an actual option for the poll, I guess we can save them, I guess?" Well, I think actually you get to taunt the animals either way, because when you go into the room and you're standing in front of them deciding whether to save them or not for like that split second, the animals don't know if you're there to save them or not. They probably don't have that kind of recognition. So it's kind of like Schrodinger's space animal. In that exact moment, you are taunting them because they don't know whether you're about to save them or send them to a fiery explosive death.
And the longer you stand there and taunting them, the more effective it is.
And there's
there's Morph. Okay.
There's that
Morphin'
one
Ball.
animal that's just smart enough to like understand what's happening, but he pretends to be dumb because he wants to fit in with the other animals. So he's had like the Twitch channel open on his smartphone the entire time. So he's just like, he's got that sweat bead going down the side of his head like, please save me, please save me, please save me, please save me. So anyway, Firebird Lover donates $20 and says, my internet is back. I want to say in person what I could only type before. Thank you to everyone that made Gartic Phone happen, especially those of you who took up the slack while I could barely communicate. And then finally, for now, we had Senile888 donate $4.31. That just says, nice.
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 And we are currently 6,000. So go ahead.
No, go ahead. You can finish out with that.
I was just letting chat know that we are at $6,285.38. That means we are less than $500 away from $69.69.69, which if we hit it before the end of the marathon, we'll have some prizes given out to people who donated between Deltarune and the end of the marathon. I know we can hit $500 more between now and the end of the marathon. I just need you to make it happen, chat. Get those donations in.
I hope we get the exact amount and someone can screenshot it and we can show that specific number being there. We're like, let's get it.
It's like a hawk to get that screenshot. So
I'm waiting for it. So we did finally find our first pack of super missiles, so we now can open those green missile doors, which are only openable by those. We picked up a reserve tank as well, which is functionally the same in terms of the logic as an energy tank, but they're less than an energy tank in terms of you have to kind of finagle them to actually refill, especially if you are looking at being in hot rooms, because if you're in a hot room and you're taking an auto refill from a reserve tank, it will actually you'll be still taking heat damage, so it makes the refill a bit less. So we may see them later have to manually manage their reserve tank refills. We've got a charge beam. That's nice to see early.
It's very nice. It makes it so that they don't really have to worry about much ammo for the bosses coming up.
Very nice speedball from Savage's side there.
Chat has corrected me.
Rich got it too when going back to getting the supers. I was like, ooh, that was a nice one. I'm never able to get that.
Chat is correcting me saying we need about $700 to get to the milestone amount, not knowing that this was all part of the plan because 5 is fewer syllables than 7, which means it's faster to say that. I was saving frames, but fine, chat.
Literally speed running the commentary. Come on.
Yeah, this is coming 80%, dude.
You had time to type out that my math was incorrect. You know what you could have spent that time doing? Donating enough money that we actually only needed $500. So really, chat, who's letting who down?
So true, Betsy. So true.
Rich has made a very nice climb up Red Tower. That's kind of one of the decision points of Super Metroid Rando Racing is when you get to Red Tower, do you go up or down? Both of them have some items to acquire. Rich has decided up is a decent choice. We found another missile pack here. He's gotten stuck in the plant. We're have to get out of the plant. There you go. And we'll see where Savage goes when he gets over here too.
Savage is going back to Criteria, and I think I missed that.
Oh, he is going to head back to Criteria. Okay. He might. I bet he's going up to possibly check what's at the rest of Gauntlet, because that is a thing you can do now with Morph. We don't have any power bombs yet, so he can't get through the top right door. We'll see if he just goes up towards Gauntlet again, or he may be going down for more checks in. Can do more in Blue Bryn here too, potentially. Yes, there are some decisions to make here. He's going to pull off that Moonfall again. Yeah, look at him go. It goes so fast, because it just uncaptured fall speed, like you said. It's very fast.
Amazing. It seems that he's going to go back to Blue Brinstar. Let's see what he's going to check.
There's at least... Yeah, you've got the... Morph does give you some more to do down here.
There are 4 more items, if I'm not mistaken. There's one...
You've got the missile, and then you can go up to... what is it, Billy Mays' room? I think you can get to it that as well.
Yeah, and after the Billy Mays, there are 2 items in there.
Oh, Spring Ball is here.
Spring Ball.
Okay, interesting.
Interesting. Spring Ball basically makes him jump in ball form without heavy detonator bombs.
Oh yeah, Bomb Chorizo as well. It was a missile pack. Okay.
Yeah, there is bomb chorizo. It looks like my dog wants to leave. Hold on, she's groaning at me.
So Bomb Chorizo, normally you come in here with like 10 missiles, and it's actually a bit of a fight. It takes a moment. With 10 super missiles, sure doesn't take very long at all. Just a few supers to the chest, and it's already done. Bomb Chorizo normally is a fight that would not. Depends on the randomizer. Actually, some randomizers of this will not actually trigger that if you don't have bombs. But I believe Varia just says, you know what? Now you're in this room. No matter what item you get from Bomb Chorizo, you're going to fight it anyway. Rich is now going to do his moonfall back down towards Blue Bryn. There he goes. Oh, didn't get through that one platform. I think if you're falling fast enough, you go through that platform, but it didn't quite go fast enough.
Sometimes it works, and sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah. These old games, sometimes they're just they do things. They're sometimes programmed well.
Sometimes. Savage is going for his own bomb chorizo now.
We're just gonna now go do these same checks that we just saw from Savage a minute ago. There's a lot of that in rando racing. You'll get runners that have made different choices, but they're backtracking on something that their opponent has already done. It's bound to happen.
Your comment on, like, you know, older games, they need a little prodding. It's like, what if there was like an age limit before a game could be added to a nursery home? Like, it has to be X number of years old before the people at the nursery home can connect with it. And I would cry the day that I walk in and like Final Fantasy 13 is in the nursery home as an ancient relic.
Jeez.
Bro.
Then again, that also opens the possibility of grandmas dressing like lightning, which I think would be the hardest I've ever seen an old person go.
If that happens, I'm gonna be a happy man.
Be the change you want to see in the world. Where you cosplay grandma.
Lightning cosplay, grandmas. Lightning cosplay.
Alright, so Rich is done. He's going to go over to the left here, get a Shine Spark so he can go, have a lot of room to get this Shine Spark out active. He is going to... Alright, turn Speed Booster back on. That's important, yeah. And back up the tunnel he goes, towards the Criteria elevator. Now Savage is back down into Green Bryn. He's probably headed in the direction of Red Tower, and we'll see where he goes from there.
Speedball again.
Yeah, he showed off really good speedball. So that hallway actually has that bit in the middle with the narrow, like the single tile of floor. Those are actually speed blocks, and if you break those, you'll fall down, and you have to. It's a bit of a time loss to get back up from there. So it's good they're being careful to not break those blocks. And you can do what's called a speedball. You can jump over them and morph really fast as you hit the ground, basically the same motion as you do a mock ball, and you maintain your speed booster. And it lets you just zoom all the way to the end of the hallway.
For a second, Savage was gonna go pay our friend Sports Spawn a visit.
He's thinking about it.
He was thinking about it. Do I go for Sports Spawn? Nah.
Sports Spawn is a boss you never really see in Super Metroid Rando Racing. If you're doing some silly stuff like combo and you've got keys shuffled, then there can be some logical scenarios that make you fight Sports Spawn, but it's extremely rare to see in Rando. You basically have to have like no super missiles available, and then like your first vanilla pack is actually behind Sports Spawn. That's like the only case, which is extremely rare.
But considering they both have super missiles, they could have skipped it altogether and broke the block with some correct positioning.
Yeah, The fighting Sports Spawn gives you your first super pack, and then you use them on the way out, and it game tutorializes you a little bit and says here's what you can do with them. But with a very specific positioning, you can basically get to that check without needing to fight Sports Spawn if you have supers, because you can break that block even though the game doesn't want you to do it from off screen. There's a very precise spot you can stand on to make that happen. All right, we've got Savage is actually our first one to go down into Upper Norfair in the area we like to call Business Center. There's a missile pack. You need to actually be really... Make sure you... Oh, there's grapple. Okay.
Nice. You gotta make sure to kill that one enemy that was on the screen because it unlocks the door. And he also needs to shoot the door to open it for it to remain unlocked. Otherwise, he would have to kill the enemy again on his way back.
It loses some time in this room. So we got grapple and X-ray. X-ray does some things. So it's particularly useful if we get enough weaponry to what we call microwaving some bosses. Very classic. Ooh, there's Spazer. Spazer's whatever in this game. But yeah, we do have charge, so if we end up getting like plasma beam, we could have our microwave online for some of our bosses potentially, where basically you use X-ray to do like kind of a Mega Man 1 style, like pause, unpause, and the active damage frames continue to hit bosses while the shot is active on them. So perhaps we get to see that later.
Hopefully,
Rich is saying no to the X-ray. No, you get that X-ray. You microwave Dragon. There you go.
Yeah.
We're gonna fry that shrimp if we give the opportunity.
Assuming he's gonna find the plasma beam.
Yeah, I mean, we hope we find plasma. We definitely want that.
Yeah, plasma's awesome.
All right, so now we've got our first instance of a hot room here. So again, definitely one of our suits is completely missing from this rando, and it could be Varia. But the logic expects this because we play also on expert logic. So, well, there's a convenient E-tank there actually. So now you get a refill. You can get out of this room.
How convenient.
He's actually going to reset that though. He said that's not worth walking out. Yeah, there's a fair amount of just like you get to the spot and you get one check and you're like, not really worth taking the time to get back out. There's some considerations to make though because if they determine that potentially based on the items they're getting and they get the hint that it might be Varia that's missing, they may have to think twice about skipping E-tanks because they may need a whole bunch of them to get into Lower Norfair and actually like survive in it. Here's a gate glitch. So these gates that have the switch to the left, if you do just a correct positioning and you can basically clip a missile through it, and it'll just hit it. Oh, we nudged the pirate. That one doesn't give you a lot of time either with only 2 E-tanks. You have to do it really fast.
Rich Savage is going to be grinding here some health on these infinitely spawning enemies to survive the heat damage, because that's a thing. They're praying that they find Varia to not deal with the heat damage on Lower Norfair, but we'll deal with suitless Meridia, meaning water physics in Metroid, and nobody likes water physics in Metroid. That's the thing.
Either way, it's a real complication because you have to do suitless Meridia, which is very slow, or you have to deal with no Varia for heat damage, which is faster but dangerous. As you can see, if you can't get one of those gate glitches in a few shots, you're just going to get drained really fast.
It's very specific to get the missile to clip in and hit the switch to open it. Yeah.
These deaths are kind of actually just like they're pretty acceptable at this point because you don't have a lot of energy to spare to this, and you do need to get through these gates. These are things that the logic expects because again, expert difficulty expects you to know like all these different tricks and glitches to get around in ways that the vanilla game didn't intend, of course. You're just anticipated to do this. Here's Crocomire down from on Savage's side. We're just going to do a little bit of farming in the meantime. So Crocomire mercifully is not hot, so you have all the time that you need to manage this fight. You basically just need to deal enough damage that Croc gets pushed back enough, and eventually takes a dip in the acid.
Will Savage show Croc's death scene? Because oh boy, Croc's death scene is something that you wouldn't expect to see in a Super Nintendo game.
Oh yeah, it's really something.
SavageWizzrobe's screen is currently an accurate depiction of me fighting off my cat at 8:30 in the morning, saying, "No, I still get 30 minutes of sleep before I'm supposed to feed you. Go away, back up. We have a schedule."
Oh look, that's Crocomire. Oh boy, he's dead.
There's Croc, yeah, taking a bath in the acid. Yep.
What's nice is that he's still alive. He still comes back somehow.
Savage is taking care of it. You grapple over back there, find a missile tank, and then Rich is going to be right behind him here. Then so when Savage's the screen shakes some more, you're thinking, what's going on? I just took care of this boss, and it comes back and says, we're gonna fight some more, but not really. Actually, just
nah, it's just a scare fight. But dang, is it scary?
The game's a bit spooky, actually. It does some spooky things.
It is spooky. I have a friend that started playing Metroid Prime. And he said, "Damn, this game is scary."
It can be. It has some moments.
Yeah.
Oh, there's our morph bombs. So that is a blessing and a curse. It's nice because morph bombs let you do things like break blocks that require them. It's potentially upsetting for the runners because they now have what's called a can fly. They can now do what's called infinite bomb jumps, which gives them vertical height, which can be a stand-in for lacking space jump. The logic will now say, you can use these to gain height. I'm going to put items that might make you have to climb with infinite bomb jumps to get to them.
Problem is, to do infinite bomb jumps, you need to have a very specific rhythm. And if you drop just one, you're going all the way down.
I'm
We're gonna see. Go ahead.
sure there were some items in Metroid Dread that I was supposed to acquire through a much easier method that I acquired by just climbing for 2 minutes straight using bomb jumps. But let me tell you, I was proud of myself. So
Absolutely,
it
it's super satisfying when you get the rhythm down. Yeah.
Like Savage is doing here right now.
Savage is doing a great job with this IBJ, actually. He needs to still kind of do this really specifically, a little bit of diagonal. There you go. Nicely. Just a little bit of adjustment for the last bombs. He can pop over to that missile.
Are the hardest because you get so eager and then you mess yourself up and you fall all the way down.
And it's such a climb. You can't recover from it. You have to fall all the way down and start over. Yeah.
And now he's going to do another one to get to the chamber where we would normally get grapple.
Yep, Grapple's vanilla location is coming up here. Rich is waiting on this acid. Make sure not to touch it. You see how much it hurts from you in just a few frames.
I was going to say he could just use the speed booster to jump over there, but I think...
Ooh!
Look, it's plasma!
There's plasma at Grapple. That's a great find. There's no way you reset of that. You're keeping that.
You keep the plasma.
Yeah. So plasma is the very powerful beam. It can pierce through enemies, and like I said, talking about earlier with having X-ray and plasma in charge now, we've got microwave potential online. So we're going to see some bosses killed in really stylish ways here later on.
Do we have time for a couple more donations?
Sure, go for it.
Working our way back up the list, a basic dog donates $25 and says, "Thank you for supporting such an important cause." Thank you very much for your donation, basic dog. Falma donates $20 and says, "Keep up the awesome work, everyone." One of my favorites, Captain Kate, donates $5.69 with a classic Midwest phrase, "Oh, just gonna squeeze a donation right past you there." We get a $100 donation from Professor NES that says, "Let's make this a little more interesting, eh?" And Michelle Tan 101 donates $20 with no comment, but I love them all the same. Thank you guys so much for your generosity. Our current total, I haven't read all the donations, but our current total is at $6,324.69. Very nice. So slightly over $600 to our goal.
Nice stuff. So now they'll just make their way back through Norfair and try not to die.
Doing some more hot running here, often also referred to as hell running. The biggest of those potentially we may be facing later without Varia is the Grand Hell Run. As we head down towards fighting Ridley. Imagine getting down to Ridley through all of Lower Norfair and fighting Ridley and getting out with no Varia. That could potentially be a thing we experience later in this run if the fun suit setting decides to deny us that Varia suit. It's the faster option, but it's certainly more dangerous. Very spicy. All right, we got more farming here because you've got a little bit more hot running to do. Don't want to get killed on your way out if you've done so much. Yeah, these two are pretty experienced. They know exactly how much energy they need to get through the rest of these hot rooms. And this is what we call Bubble Mountain here. We're taking a very quick in and out of there. Bubble Mountain is kind of like one of the kind of like a hub room of Upper Norfair. You do some hot room navigation to get to it, and then it's kind of a safe zone of sorts. It looks like it should be a hot room, but it isn't. Like it's just like looking at the background. and then you can branch out from there and get a few more checks from in different directions, including where Vanilla Speed Booster would be.
They just can't explore more of the bubble mountain because they need power bombs to get there.
Right,
from the
you're right.
lower route, going from
Yeah.
that lower path that they take to get to the bubble mountain, it's blocked by power bombs. Although now that they have the bombs, they take the tunnel, I think.
I think they can get up there from the upper route, yeah. But yeah, we have not seen any powerbomb tanks yet, so those yellow doors we've been seeing around the game, so far we have no way to get through those. There's some powerbomb blocks right there as well. Return to 25. Do be careful on your way out here, please. Thank you. Alright, he's alright. The game the game is pretty merciful in how it tends to give you the more you need something like energy, the more it'll drop of it. So you see enemies giving like the big 20 drops when you're really low. That's kind of that dynamic drop system to it. That's just a staple of all Metroid games, really. So Rich is going to turn off his speed booster, specifically because while speed booster is active, the game it actually changes your running acceleration. You start out slower to where that jump will not work without high jump if you have a speed booster enabled. So there's just some quirks to this game, knowing when to turn off things like speed booster to make certain jumps possible. And we're heading in the direction of Kraid on Rich's side. Oh, there's a power bomb.
I think it needs a power bomb to get it, doesn't it?
I think that's a powerbomb locked powerbomb, yeah. We saw one. It exists. We can't get it, but it's there.
We know
We'll get our first one from Kraid. We'll see.
We'll see. Imagine Varia is in the vanilla location.
Vanilla Varia would be funny. That would be an early indicator of what to expect. I mean, so these two are kind of looking at the items they get and thinking like what they have to kind of anticipate like what suit is going to be missing, if not both of them. Probably just one of them. They're always thinking about like based on what they've acquired, what to expect. Yeah, you can see the powerbomb blocks on top of that powerbomb itself.
Yeah, it's powerbomb block.
We're gonna get the quick kill here. Very nicely done.
Nice.
So with good timing and putting a few specific super missiles into Kraid's face, you can kill it before it even does the second phase. Just a missile pack. And then you see that this camera gets kind of stuck. It does not anticipate you to kill Kraid so fast. And then you kind of got some glitchy graphics, and you get to navigate to the right door without the camera moving.
Steve Savage will also get the quick kill on Kraid.
Looks good.
And he gets
yeah,
it.
good job. Good job for both these guys getting their Kraid quick kills in. We don't get any DLC today.
Yeah. Exquisite display of text. I must say.
It's honestly, it's a good day when you get your Kraid quick kills. You never have to actually do the whole fight. What we got here at Kraid? Ooh, high jump. That's nice to see. Very helpful item. Not really like a required item, but you still like to see it because it's just so much more comfy having high jump. Actually, no, I take that back. Depending on how Meridia works out, that could be required. We'll see. We're still waiting for confirmation of which suit is missing, if not both of them. It'll be a bit before we get there still. So Rich is on his way out from Kraid. That door there that where high jump is the Kraid E-Tank. Normally there's an E-Tank there you basically get as a reward for killing Kraid, because that door doesn't open until Kraid's dead.
For their sake, I hope they find gravity.
Yeah, I think in the sake of speed, we definitely want to see gravity be the suit they do acquire. Because suitless Meridia, like I said, is safer but slower, very slow. Because Samus in this game does not move fast at all underwater. It is very debilitating. We're showing off a little bit of arm pumping. Anytime you see them doing the up and down diagonal aiming as they're running along, they're literally saving 1 frame every time they do one of those inputs. So it's just adding up a little bit of time across the run.
Has
Making
anyone
their way
ever,
back?
has anyone ever done the math on how many arm pumps happen in an average run?
Somebody have.
I'd
sure
imagine. I don't know off the top of my head, but it's I mean, if you're getting 1 frame in every one of them, it's got to add up to at least a little bit of time.
I just know that it's a lot.
Rich is going to be doing. He's looking for the. What are you doing here? You're trying to find the. What are you doing? Just open the wall. There it is.
There you go. You found the block to skip spore spawn.
So yeah, with very precise positioning, yep, got it first try. Very nice. So you have to send this kind of a specific spot to get the super missile to actually hit that block, and that lets you go just skip spore spawn entirely, and that requires a super missile to do so.
There's a super missile block and a super missile door, so you would need the super missile from there. Yeah, that room that they got that missile pack is where you would normally get your first super missile. And that block right there,
yep.
You need the super missile to break it.
That's that block you have to hit off screen. The game doesn't want you to really do it backwards, but just a kind of a precise position lets you do it. There's that yellow door we're still having to ignore. I believe that's the wave beam or the wave gate room. We still can't open that without power bombs.
And another speedball from Savage.
It's making it look so good. Every time he's come through this hallway, he's shown off. We're making it look really nice.
Talk about show off. And we're seeing a mock ball from there as well.
We're just turning his speed back on. All right, what's back here? We've got another missile pack. These guys are synchronized right now. Oh, Rich fell on the bridge.
Oof.
That bridge, if you don't go across fast enough, you see why you need a certain amount of speed. Otherwise, these crumble blocks will drop you because you don't get through the little dropping gates fast enough. And a mock ball is fast enough, but you can also do it with speed booster. The intended way, of course, is having speed. And a mock ball is kind of a basic bit of speedrunning tech that most logic levels of this randomizer expect you to know. You basically land with enough speed and do, I think, like it's a Hadoken input, and then you maintain that speed while rolling, and it lets you go faster than your normal rolling speed.
It's just enough so you can pass under the gates that will close on you if you don't have speed. So yeah, it's a pretty important thing to know if you're going to speedrun Super Metroid. Get on that. Future runners, better know mock ball.
So we are headed back up towards Criteria. These two are pretty much synchronized right now. They're done about they're pretty much they're synchronized. They've got the same items roughly. There's like missing a little bit of energy tanks or missiles, but they've got the same major progression items. They are eyeing up. Let's see what's next here. We're going to take a peek at what is at is this X-ray over here, I think. Yeah, what would normally be the X-ray scope location, I think.
No,
this is an X-ray.
X-ray scope is in the red bridge star behind the.
That's right.
Yellow door. That's just a missile pack.
This is just a missile, yeah, which is a super missile, so it's nice.
Yeah, vanilla. It's a missile pack.
That's right.
There was the super missile.
The X-ray is the other room that goes to the left. Yeah.
Yeah. We'll see if they go check that.
Just gonna do a quick save here, get his energy and missile and ammo back. Our ammo distribution really is something. We've got 70 normal missiles on Rich side and 20 supers. Bit skewed towards the regular missiles. Not what you like to see.
I think the only thing that they're really looking for now is power bombs.
Yeah. He's gonna go don't get yourself stuck again, please. Oh, he has morph. He's fine this time.
He has morph.
Yeah, he's gonna go check out the rest of Gauntlet and see what's back here. Yeah, we're really hurting for power bombs. Like, where the heck are they?
We saw one, but it was blocked by power bombs.
Not exactly helpful. No, I don't think we'll be going back for that one specifically.
I wonder where Savage is gonna go now.
His red tower climb.
So it seems.
I don't know if he did the rest. I don't know if he did this earlier. I'm not sure. It's hard to keep track of what's been done on both sides. Watching two runners doing rando because they're always making different decisions.
I
Just to be
think
careful with this acid.
I think Rich did it. Savage went below first. I think.
Yeah, Rich has been up red tower. I know at that at the very least.
Yeah, because
right,
because Savage's map is unfilled.
Just some more ammo here. I mean, we'll take it, but not exactly what we're looking for.
Still looking for those power bombs. I was hoping Rich would find them at the end of Gauntlet and be like, yes!
First Powerbomb pack at the end of Gauntlet would be kind of appropriate.
Yeah. But apparently not. And another reset from Savage.
He's made the trip in, says, I don't need to keep these things I found. We're going to reset, save some time getting back to our last save, and choose a different direction to go. Unlike other games, which let you just kind of like save and quit anytime, Metroid games tend to rely on their save rooms as being your only spots where you can actually save and continue. So you're going to see resets like that fairly often. And now we're both back down together in Brinstar again. Headed back to the right.
First time without a speedball there.
Can't get him every time, I suppose.
Yeah.
Do we have time for some donations?
Sure.
Yeah.
Awesome. Let's see, where did we leave off? Yes. So KJ Endurance donated $10 and said, thanks for having me, y'all. I'm very happy to have been able to show off Undertale today. And with Deltarune, we're getting the Toby Fox duology trilogy win. Thank you for supporting this extremely important cause, everyone. And remember, abortion rights are human rights. We have a $25 donation from Lighter, who says, y'all best super those Metroids. Do it for Kupo justice. We have a $5 donation from Shimmy Shankenbake. Oh, I know this name. It's one of my favorites. No comment, but I appreciate the $5 all the same. And we have a $20 donation from Misty Meow. Hold on. This has a little bit of an accent to it. So they go, meow. Meow, 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 meow. So heartfelt. Thank you very much for your donation.
Looks like they're going back towards North Fair. And yeah, Savage is gonna go through the tunnel that you would normally take. See, there's a super missile down that room. Let's see what he will find in the other parts of Bubble Mountain. Will he go for the super missile? Yeah, he's going for the super missile. So the big thing here is that now they have a bunch of options. Savage does, at least. It looks like Rich will go get that energy tank that we saw Savage get earlier from that heater room. And ooh, going for the wave beam check. And we found our first power bomb. Nice. So now with power bombs, they have a lot more open. And he's gonna use Savage is gonna use his reserve here to restore a little bit of health, because he's gonna need it coming up. Rich going to check that Spazer. Seems no. Yeah, just gonna skip it. Yeah, now it's much easier to.
It gets a lot more. Yeah, at least even one powerbomb pack is just like super helpful for traversing.
Absolutely.
Rich will need to find that at some point here. Yeah, gotta keep yourself alive. I only have 3 E-tanks so far. We've really been kind of sparse on them, which makes me wonder if we're not looking at Varia being our missing suit, because I think like if that was the thing, we'd probably have more E-tanks being thrown at us.
Exactly.
Spots one down there in the lava.
3 E-tanks. and one reserve tank. I was gonna say sub tank.
Yeah, we do have
I
a
got
reserve. Yeah.
I got Mega Man stuck on my head. I mean, it is a sub tank, so
Yeah, it's a reserve tank. Yeah, effectively the same. Yeah, the same mechanic. Yeah. Rich just picks up that one in the lava because why not? You're this low on energy tanks. You want to get as many as you can. Gets you more survivability in these hot rooms. And every E-tank you pick up, of course, is a full refill. So we always take advantage of those, even if they're in like a lava pool. Ooh, well, speaking of power bombs, we got tons of them up here in Bubble Mountain, apparently.
Yeah.
Suddenly up to 15.
And now Savage is gonna do the Crystal Flash. So it seems it failed because he still had reserve.
Oh, the reserve yeah, okay.
And he's just gonna reset.
He has to reset from that, yeah. So Crystal Flash is a technique where you can basically expend a large chunk of your ammo and give yourself a full health refill. And if we do end up in a Grand Hell Run situation where Varia is our missing suit, that you will undoubtedly see them doing that on their way through Lower Norfair, because that'll be like critical for survival. Just a missile there.
Rich, however, missing a little bit of health, so he's gonna have to grind a little bit.
Yeah, he'll have to do a little bit of farming in this room.
Oh!
Not dunking himself in the lava. Jeez. And now Savage is just a little bit ahead of him, heading towards where we normally get Speed Booster. Just a missile in the ceiling there.
So let's take it because why not?
And another missile.
Ah, another missile.
Oh. Once we out from speed, we're going to do a little bit more farming just to get back up on health. Be a little more careful getting up to the spot this time. A little more. Yeah, come on. It's hard. These hot rooms are hard. They do so much damage. If you accidentally take a dip in the lava, then it just drains you so fast. But they signed up for it, running expert logic and fun suits. They know what they're getting into.
Let's hope they find a suit at least.
Yeah. Savage is going to go back over here and acquire these power bombs again.
Now he made sure that he emptied his reserve tanks, because in order to perform a Crystal Flash, you need to be below 50 energy and have no reserve tanks.
Yeah.
We might see it now. Yeah.
There it is. You get this animation that plays, and he drains out your ammo. It drains, I think, 10, 10, and 11, and then you get your health comes back. If you have enough E-tanks, I don't believe it's a complete full refill, but at this level, it's completely full. Yeah.
I actually think it is a full refill.
Is it? Okay.
So yeah, it's pretty helpful.
Yep, that's Crystal Flash. This game has a few secret techniques that the game doesn't really tell you about, special inputs and stuff, and certain like weapon combos. And that's just one of those secret techniques that are very useful for speedrunning categories like this in particular.
Not getting the E-tank on the lava.
Skipping out on the E-tank. Okay. Guess we're confident that we're not gonna have to need so many. Fair enough. Just running out of speed here. Got his missile and missile. And then having Speed Booster, of course, on the way out, you get to have the effect happen where the lava chases you up. You're never in any danger of it, but it looks super tense and scary because you're running and it's going up super fast and you barely make it out. It's cool.
It's pretty cool.
If you don't have Speed Booster, that scene doesn't actually happen. The room just behaves, it's just calm, like normal.
It's funny when you think about that.
Because the lava,
Go ahead. Lava just rises up after you get the speed boost. What was that, Adalor?
Again, Rich is just finishing up his little farming, and then he'll be getting out of here. He needs to get that power bomb. We need to make sure he doesn't leave without that, because having 15 power bombs versus 0, kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
Okay, he's gonna go back up and check in the back of this room, so he can at least get the 2 other ones back here. I think that'll be the last thing he does up here at Bell Mountain area. Savage now has the option with a power bomb. That glass tube they run through between Brinstar and Northford, they can now they can shatter that with a power bomb and get into Meridia. Maybe not exactly eager to do that just yet, because you're thinking maybe we'll ideally still get gravity. But they can at least get into that part of Meridia. It's kind of not. I don't really think they have much for traversal either, because ideally you're looking for even stuff like Ice Beam to let you freeze enemies and whatnot. But they do have that Spring Ball. I know Spring Ball jumps could be a thing that they may have to rely on.
I just wanted to take a moment to point out that after recent donations, I'm going to make sure I have this right, only $560 away from the $69.69.69. So we're getting there, inch by inch, foot by foot, and I know that you guys can pull it off. So I just want you to know I'm paying attention, and I see your generosity, and I'm loving it. So keep it going.
Another power bomb pack for Savage. We'll take that. Stock up a little bit more.
That's where X-ray visor would be really found.
The game, you get X-ray in there, and the game kind of tutorializes it and shows you how you can use it to see through all the fake blocks. But of course, these guys have run the game a bunch of times. They know how to get through that room. You'll never see them using X-ray for its intended mechanic, except in situations like you saw earlier in Citadel, where you can peek that E-tank below the lava, for instance.
Dude, now they're ready to go fight Phantoon if they want to.
Rich has got his 3rd power bomb tank there as well. And his missile. And we're going to be getting out of here. That spike floor is fake. That's a staple of this game. It's like you have floors that look like they're spikes, you don't want to touch them, but they're actually just like fake blocks or crumbles. Classic game design.
Classic gaming.
Gonna be a little bit low. You don't have anything in your reserve. You have to be very precise getting out of here. Oh! Jeez. That hurts a little bit. He's got some stuff he has to do again there.
Oh, Rich.
Another powerbomb tank there for Savage. This game is hard. Expert difficulty. I mean, it doesn't really increase like the damage you take or anything, but at the expert logical level just assumes that you're very good at the game. You know all these tricks and whatnot. And you see like only having like 3 or 4 E-tanks to your name. That's just stuff that this logic does, because it can say, well, you don't need these E-tanks as much because you know how to get through hot rooms, so I'm gonna just put them wherever I want without meeting any like minimum requirements for earlier parts of the game. And they're going up to 30 power bombs on Savage's side now. Now that we've found like the first couple of them, they're coming in droves. And Rich is going to go for the Meridia entry. So yeah, you drop a power bomb here, it shatters the glass, and
Savage got hit by the crab.
Ooh, those crabs are so damaging. Why do video game crabs hurt so much? Please answer me this. Why are they so damaging?
Isn't it, there's like a theory that all evolutionary creatures are at some point approaching becoming a crab, just because it's like the most efficient use of bodily resources.
The natural carcinification, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's it. You are a flawed organism who doesn't even have all of their upgrades yet. In the literal perfect final form of of life of organisms. Like, I'm surprised they lasted as long as they did and didn't die 2 rooms over. So
Reject humanity, become crab. Yeah, Chap got it right. There you go.
crabs are single-handedly, and people from the furry community should know this, crabs are single-handedly the rave icon. Like, when you think of crabs. So furry raves are just trying to be something they're not yet. They have to improve even more. All furry raves need to become crab raves.
That is most true.
Oh, okay, so we are doing.
I have to do some real backtracking now.
Fair trip.
Yeah.
I think it's only aquatic organisms. Well, if global warming keeps on its current pace, we're all going to be aquatic organisms within.
Yeah, we're all going underwater at some point, aren't we? Yeah.
better start evolving a little faster, humanity.
So Rich is doing this thing we like to call suitless Meridia. We're in Meridia, we don't have gravity, so it's very slow going. You're going to see a multitude of tricks employed, such as spring ball jumping. You see some going into the menu and turning items on and off in specific orders, and at the same time, doing buffering jumps. Spring ball is kind of useful for that. You can basically get another kind of like a mid-air jump by toggling spring ball out of your menu. So having that being given to us early makes me really kind of think this is intended by this logic. We haven't got anything like Ice Beam. Ice Beam's another tool that if you get that, you kind of point towards maybe Suitless Meridia, because you can use it to freeze enemies and use those platforms. We're gonna go visit Mama Turtle, and Savage is down here in Waterway. We're gonna get a missile pack.
So
Just a power bomb at Mama Turtle. She'll probably pick that up because why not? You still only have 10, so you can grab a few more. And then on the... didn't quite get the grapple there. On the right side of the room, you gotta be careful with the Dynamo Maternal. She hurts a lot. Not happy to have you here. On the right side of the room, there's another item below him, and that's another power bomb. Okay.
what am I here?
Yeah, he's just gotta be careful getting out of this room now, because if he gets hit by Mama Turtle, she will end him. Yeah, we're okay. Okay, we're out of here. We're out of here.
Ooh, and Savage just did a very cool trick on that wave beam gate, where you normally use wave beam to open the gates that are in which to hit them. They're on the other side. But if he shoots a super missile at a very specific angle, clips through and it hits the gate to open. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that one is, earlier we talked about the gate skips to where the ones at the bottom on the left, you can kind of just nudge up against them and clip a missile through, but you can't do it with right-facing one. That's the one exception, is because of how big that room is. You can put a missile at, like I said, a specific spot, and get it with enough velocity that it can actually get through the gate and hit the button from the other side. And that skips having to have the wave beam to get it. Oh, well, speaking of wave beam, there's that.
Speaking of wave beam, it's just there.
There it is. Just after skipping wave gate, there we have our actual wave beam, so now we can shoot through walls with it. That'll make getting through those blue gates a lot more convenient now, because you don't have to clip missiles through them.
They do require the missiles to open.
And we're going to climb up this is the room that teaches you about how wall jumps work, and you're going to get the mock ball out. Nicely done.
Yeah.
Very stylish mock ball exit. If you don't get that, you fall down. You have to wait several seconds wall jumping back up. Rich is still working on his climb up here. You see every time he goes in the menu and toggles spring ball, he's using that to get an extra jump, basically midair. Some of these you have just enough height. If you jump and morph at the right timing, you get just enough height. Now we're up here in the sand area. There's going to be a false wall to the right with some stuff behind it, and we'll head over to the left and go to sand pit. More missile packs. You know you love them. We got so many missiles. We're up to almost 100 regular missiles on Rich's side.
to the Savage with his 90 missiles.
They become even on power bombs now, 20 each.
Yeah, now with power bombs, a lot of the game opens up.
Savage is power bombing his way through. You're going to get another one here, and you're going to recognize this. All of a sudden, you're on the other side of the wall where in Vanilla you get your morph ball, and you're back at the very start of Blue Brinstar. Continue over to the right.
And now he can do what we call the Billy Mays.
Yeah, now you can do Billy Mays. So Billy Mays' room is a funny little room because little bit of classic game design with this game. Because if you watch the map in this game, there's always like a dot in a room that has like a hidden item in it, so you know to look. This room coming up, there's also like an invisible walkway here for whatever reason. There are two. They're both finding both double item rooms. But see, you walk in there, you get one item on the pedestal. It's like, yeah, you get a hidden item and you leave, but you don't know there's a second item, like literally. But wait, there's more. It's right there. So 2 E-tanks. Hey, I mean, given 2 E-tanks, you may as well take it. It's not bad. They're just right there. Rich found an E-tank and a power bomb at Sandpit. Still waiting for one of these two to find some major progression that says this is like the kind of correct direction the seed maybe perhaps intends you to go, because it could still end up being very linear and you're kind of bottlenecked by finding one particular item somewhere. And the longer Savage continues to poke around not in Meridia, the more I'm thinking like with the items they've gotten, it's feeling like Rich is probably going to find something here in Suitless Meridia. We're gonna check the there's a speed booster check. He's just gonna power bomb these little dudes to get rid of them so they're not interrupting your ability to speed through here. Get a shine spark stored, and up the tube we go and get a missile pack. Not even worth the time to pick it up. Just a little damage boost on the spikes here. And Rich is done with Meridia for now. Oop. That little block right there is a troll. If you can actually break if you shoot it.
Happens frequently.
So what's left here? Yeah, so Savage is checking out the end of Gauntlet items, seeing there's just some more ammunition there. Nothing he needs to specifically go get. We've already seen the this check from Savage that Rich is doing, where you grapple across all these spikes. Yeah, what is actually left here? What haven't these two done that's still looming with potential progression hiding? I guess we haven't seen up here actually yet. The Criteria powerbomb door. This room has some acid in it. Oh, it's another powerbomb pack. I mean, sure we take it, but not what we're looking for. A little spike damage boost. I always love to see when they pull those off, really make it look really nice. Push Samus into a spike and you face the correct directions that knocks you backwards at high velocity. Yeah, we could be looking at going to wrecked ship soon here. They do have the ability to get there. It's not the most appetizing of options getting across moat without... I mean, we got gravity. Getting across moat is fine. We'll have to do a...
They have grapple.
Yeah, they have grapple, yeah. I keep forgetting. Oh yeah, we do already have grapple, so it's not really a problem. Yeah, Savage is headed over here. Rich is going to climb up Red Tower and go this direction. Another powerbomb tank at the moat, sure.
Sure thing.
I was gonna say, I wanted to point out, I went to go check the bid war for Save or Kill the Animals, and Kill the Animals somehow got $130 in the time since we last checked.
Ooh.
So it is now in the game. You know, there's progress being made on it. Save the Animals is still ahead at $379.31, but it's not as healthy a lead as it was before, so, wondering if we have a comeback on our heels.
Yeah, we still have a fair amount of time until we actually have to close that off. That decision is basically right at the end of the game as they're escaping. It's one of the very last things you can do is take a stop off and free the animals from the room they're stuck in during the escape sequence. So we definitely still have a good amount of time to flip that around if you have a preference on saving the frames and killing the animals.
We'll see. We'll see what'll happen at the end.
I'm personally a save kind of person. I say we can spare a few frames and let those animals out. It is the canon timeline after all.
True.
All right, Savage is getting into the Fantoon fight.
Well, keep in mind, this is a randomizer. We could go through all that effort to go to the animal room, and it's just a bunch of missile upgrades.
Wouldn't that be a slap in the face? Save the missiles.
Wouldn't that be a darn?
It's not worth the risk, chat.
So we'll see if Savage can get a good microwave kill on Fantoon here. He remembers that he has that capability.
I think you don't remember now. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I think he's just gonna missile this out. Looks like.
Now he's going for it.
Oh, there it is. That's a good setup. Got it. Very
Yeah.
nicely done. He was waiting for the right setup for Fantoon to swoop through. Very well done. That's the microwave. So you fire the plasma charge shot, and then while it's inside the boss, you activate and deactivate X-ray over and over again, and it functions very much like the Elec beam from Mega Man 1. It just continues to damage the boss, and you get a whole bunch of extra hits, and that is Fantoon dead. Fantoon's a boss that normally kind of a tedious fight, and you have to be kind of careful to do not specific things like hit it with super missiles, because if you hit it with a super missile, it's not its last hit. It goes into an enrage phase and ends up wasting a whole lot of time. And Rich is on his way over here now too. So now that we've killed Fantoon, the power is back on the ship, because as you all know, if there's a ghost in your house, the power does not work. That's why power outages happen. You have to kill the ghost to get the power back.
And Bob is just gonna skip that because 30 is enough.
And as you all also might know, if you have spikes are powered by electricity. So if you have spikes that are just laying around but they're not powered, they don't actually hurt you. So you can just freely touch them and walk over them. It's not a problem. Once the power's back on, though, you got to worry about the spikes again, because then they've regained their damaging powers.
Absolutely. We'll see if Rich will remember to do the microwaving as well.
I can't imagine he'd forget it.
You never know.
All right, and
Savage
is now Spiky Room of Death, so called because it's got a lot of spikes in it. It'll probably kill you if you're not careful. Oh, very good microwave setup. And Fantoon lockdown, taking damage every time he toggled the X-ray scope, and he's done. Very nicely done. Wiggling around, showing off like, yeah, I did it. All right, so Spiky Room of Death leads to this one really long check to get back out of. If there's an important progression item, it's actually a real pain because you have to wade your way back out of that room. So it's very common to see a reset unless that's absolute required progression from that room that Savage just did. Alright, so they've both killed Fantoon now. They're both free to explore the rest of Wrecked Ship. Normally you get the gravity suit here in Wrecked Ship. And with how things are looking, I think... I don't know, I feel like if we're going to find a suit here, it's still probably gravity. I mean, not gravity, Varia. But that's just a hunch. We don't know yet for sure until the game really gives us one and says, here's your actual logical suit.
If it gives it.
Yeah, there is a rare chance that we're missing both suits and they have to put up with both the Grand Hell Run and Suitless Meridia. But we'll see. We won't basically be confirmed of that until they have to do both of them. Spotting that powerbomb tank there, continue to skip those because you've got 30, that's pretty much plenty. Rich has gone kind of crazy with picking up powerbombs. He's got 60 now, he's going nuts. He might be thinking just using them for certain fights, because you can use powerbombs on fights like killing Ridley. They do some damage. And he also knows, of course, that you're going to want plenty of ammo for repeated crystal flashes. You might be thinking about that. There's another one for Savage. Oh, there's a suit. We found Varia. It's Suitless Meridia. Confirmed.
Suitless Meridia confirmed. I'm sorry, guys. You'll have to put up with that.
Yeah, Rich is going to be unhappy about that. He was, from talking with him earlier, he said he was really hoping that it was gravity because Suitless Meridia is really slow and pain to do.
I for one think it's a blessing because that means this marathon goes just that little bit longer versus
yeah.
Yeah, just a little bit longer here.
Chozo bowling on Savage's side. Get to have a little break here. Let this Chozo statue walk down the spiky tunnel, and then eventually just kind of goes in the floor and drops you off. It's always nice when you have a speed run and you get like a little kind of like a cutscene or whatever. This give you a little bit of break time. It's always really appreciable.
Does that mean this is a good time for donations?
I'd say so.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, we've got a $9.31 donation from Prism Lizard. I like saying that, Prism Lizard. It goes, gonna help bring down that syllable count on the donation target. Now it's $650 to go. $650. We can do it, right? I believe we can. Rubicante, I absolutely, I have seen this chat smash through records before. I've had my own charity streams, and I know what they're capable of. Rubicante donates $5 and says, I cannot tell you how thrilling it has been to watch everything go on this weekend and to be part of Gardic Phone. From the bottom of my heart, thank you, all of you, for being amazing people. Love you all. Unless you put Final Fantasy 13 in my nursing home instead of a better one. That's just...
So on that...
You know what? You're right. We're gonna put Sesame Street Teaches ABCs. That way we can
there you go.
regularly make sure.
Educational material, yeah.
we're gonna put Monster Hunter Rise, but we couldn't afford controllers, so we're bringing back the trackball. So.
Oh God.
A Bat donates $20 and says, "Let's spam Kupo in chat to cheer on Rich." I agree. Dark Fawful 6 donates $10 and says, "Considering Rich is the reason I'm part of the furry community, it would be criminal for me not to donate here. Thank you all for such a wonderful experience in this community and donating for a good cause. Love you all." Aw. Putting the aw in Fawful.
It's been really great to see how much support this kind of like quick pop-up event has gotten. It's been really nice.
We're still getting it. We still got a run and a half to go, and we are now under the $500 mark. We actually got a $100 donation from DevUXS that says, "Save those frames!" And with that, we are now, I believe it's exactly $460 to hit that final incentive.
We're getting there. So Rich has found his Varia suit now, so now he knows for sure that his thinking of Suitless Meridia was the right call because they're not going to find gravity. And you get the relief that you don't have to worry about managing your health through lower Norfair.
But they have to deal with Suitless Meridia.
They do. Nice, slow, easy, relaxing Suitless Meridia. Gives you lots of time to think about what you're doing.
Chat's now coming up with game ideas for the nursery homes. I'd like to submit Getting Over It.
Oh no.
Oh no.
You have to finish if you want your applesauce.
Oh no.
Color
Chat, I don't know if I like this anymore.
Ooh, Rich going for the matching color scheme.
Oh yeah, he does have the, yeah, it looks really cool.
Once again, another moral victory.
Moral victory for the win.
So he did get 2 reserve tanks down here. Again, same, excuse me. Same as E-tanks in terms of how much they hold. Not quite the same mechanically in terms of how you have to deal with them. He already saw one of them and he skipped it. He took a look at that check with X-ray and he'll get the other one down here whether he decides to... He might still grab it. Nah, he's good. He knows he's got Varia now, so your health requirements for lower Norfair aren't so bad. Speaking of lower Norfair, here we are doing a lava dive on Savage's side. This is very
Whoop.
nice lava
Yeah.
dive. Super well done. That is a lot harder than it looks. You have to do some very carefully done wall jumps to get to that room, and it's harder to move without gravity under lava. You're basically like underwater physics, of course. It's very tough. You made that look easy. It's not.
It isn't.
And we're going to head to the left. We are now chasing down, heading towards Ridley, of course, in Lower Norfair. So we do have the main objective of Super Metroid, of course, is to defeat the 4 main bosses that unlock the gold statue, and then allow you to progress to Turian and go finally kill off the Mother Brain once and for all. Hopefully, staying dead this time. And those 4 bosses, of course, are Kraid, who we've already seen, Fantoon, who just died recently in wrecked ship. We have Dragon in the back of Meridia, and then Ridley at the bottom of Lower Norfair. Everyone's favorite space pirate captain.
Space pirate Captain Dragon.
Yeah.
There's an E-tank.
There's a free E-tank right there before. Nice little refill before the Gold Chorizo fight.
You are without a doubt the worst space pirate I've ever heard of, but you have heard of me.
He is notorious. Alright, here's the Gold Chorizo fight. Gold Chorizo has this nice little safe spot where you can get right up close and cozy, and you're basically invulnerable to all of its attacks. And then he's going to go ahead and say, I'll pick up that free E-tank. Sure, why not? It's right there.
It's right there. Just get it.
And another power bomb tank. We're good on those. We have so many power bombs. Really, still a surprisingly low number of supers. Not that we're like really in need of them, but like the ammo distribution has been very heavy on the normal missiles and power bombs. Alright, so now that we're on our way, continuing through Lower Norfair, we've got to get over to the right here. There's going to be an elevator we're going to take down to actually go face off with Ridley in his lair. I believe this is worst room in the game right here, so-called because it is kind of the worst room in the game to get through. Lacking space jump, you got to make kind of a series of precise wall jumps to get up there. Not so bad with high jump. If you don't have high jump boots in this room, it's really, really awful to get through. There's a power bomb. We're going to say no to that and continue on. This room has a lot of crumble blocks you have to navigate. If you don't know where they are, you fall through and end up having to make another loop back up to actually get that item. This room is pretty treacherous. It's got this this acid that comes up from below. You got to basically race it to the top. Rich has got his 2 E-tanks from Billy Mays. To a grand total of 7 with, I think he's got 2 reserve now. They're actually, yeah, Savage has a little bit more energy in total, but not a huge deal in the grand scheme of things. They do have Varius, they do have some damage reduction now, and of course the heat resistance, which is really the important part of Varius suit.
It is worth mentioning that in the randomizer only, Gravity Suit doesn't protect you from the heat as well. In the vanilla game, you could find, theoretically, Gravity Suit first, and then completely miss Varia because it already fills all the functions of the Varia Suit, which is protecting you from the heat. But
Yeah, that's a good point.
But the randomizer has rebalanced. Ooh, Savage found Ice Beam. That's gonna help him a ton on the end game.
Yeah, that's really nice to have. That will make his trip through Turian a lot more comfy because you can actually freeze the Metroids and deal with them normally without having to power bomb them repeatedly. It's an item that you really like to see, especially that can really help in Suitless Meridia too. Again, being able to freeze enemies and use them as platforms can just make that trip better in general.
Savage dealing with the Ninja Pirates, Gold Pirates. What do we call them?
Yeah, I hear them called Ninja Pirates. Yeah, they're invulnerable until like right when they do their kind of dive kick, and then only for a certain amount of time. You see them change colors, and that's the only time you can actually damage them. there's a certain strategy to manipulating them to do what you want them to do, so they can become vulnerable. And here's Ridley.
Here's the Ridley.
So Savage does not quite have enough supers to completely kill Ridley with them alone, so we'll have to see some charge shots. But you'll be able to get most of the damage done with supers. And again, this fight is not so bad having Varia. You can kind of just like fight Ridley like normal, pretty much. If we didn't have Varia in this case, this would be a very, very different fight. We'd have to be super carefully managing health and potentially crystal flashing in the middle of the fight. Yeah, Ridley's done already, so that's how fast that fight can go, and you're just able to handle it like normal. As our third boss objective down, we just have one more. We gotta go take care of Dragon in the back of Meridia. There's a space jump behind Ridley. Okay, that's nice to see.
That is awesome to see. Very convenient for Savage. It'll make his escape from Norfair much comfier.
Yeah, that is our proper vertical progression, replacing the need to do bomb jumps or wall climbs to climb up through long vertical rooms.
It's funny when you think that an infinite jump is a thing that you have to do, and they give it to you.
Yeah. Rich has got his wave beam. Are bombing your way out of this room. Yeah, we're going to be escaping Lower Norfair. There's a little bit more to check on the way out, but we are on our way out. And really, there's not a lot left to find, though. I mean, they've got all their beams now. We've got a decent amount of ammo. We've got our one suit we're going to find, space jump, screw attack. Yeah, at this point, I think we're basically just kind of heading towards the end of the game, really. Just going to go take care of Dragon and then get over to Turian.
Savage at this point is pretty much in go mode. He's just going for Dragon, I believe. He will be going to Dragon, but he may want to check some things. That's up to him. But if he wants to be the fastest, he should be making a beeline towards Meridia now.
Chat's calling me out. I'm happy to stand corrected. Yeah, crystal flashing during Ridley is a dangerous proposition. That is correct. Yeah, we're effectively in go mode at like I mean, really like once we kind of knew what suit we were getting, and like that point you kind of just have the knowledge of how you're going to treat the rest of the game. But we finding the ice beam again was really nice because you can get through Turian with having to powerbomb Metroids, but it's inconvenient. It takes longer. You like to have ice. You can just take care of them like normal with ice and supers.
It's faster to just freeze the Metroids and use one super than to have to lay 3 separate power bombs and wait for the animation to play out every time.
Exactly. Those power bombs take so long to go off, and you have to lay it, wait for it to blow up, and wait for the explosion to finish before you can even place a second one. It takes a long time. So we'll happily take Ice Beam to get through Turian faster.
You turn off Spring Ball.
Yep. So now we're getting Savage is getting into his start of Sinless Meridia. I like that launch you can get if you time a jump during the explosion. You get such a huge height boost going up into the first room. It's really cool. Yeah, so he's gonna have an easier time than Rich did with his first trip in here, being able to use Ice Beam to again use some enemies as platforms and get some height advantage off of them. And now Rich is also on his way over, a little bit behind. He is heading down towards in the direction of Norfair to go do it. We just got to watch Savage take care of. Go get Ridley done.
So Savage in essence got a huge lead now after being Ridley.
Yeah, really finding Varia first was kind of the big deal. Like him getting into Rex ship and first and getting the Varia suit was kind of like that was the really kind of the big decision point of this race. And Super Metroid Reindeer Racing can definitely be that. There can just be one pivotal item that you find that and like that's just like the decision that can win you by a few minutes. there aren't like a lot of items in this game that kind of like have logical implications. It's not like like Link to the Past or other games have a ton of different logical progression items. Especially in difficulties like expert logic, which expect you to be able to navigate the game with a lot of different movement tech.
But Sulis Meridia, I don't know, man. Wouldn't wish that on my worst enemies.
It is really a slog. You see how slow Samus moves underwater. You get a lot of time to just kind of contemplate how the seat is going as you're slowly moving through here. A little save here for marathon safety. You could also see a save done here if we weren't in go mode and we were wanting to do checks of the sand pits, because there are some kind of like one-way traversal rooms down here that you move through. It takes a long time to loop back up and get back up from them. So you go through a sand pit room, and if you see nothing down there, you just reset and check the other one. Rich is doing his lava dive, also very well done.
Savage now realizing that he has grapple beam, he can do the what's it called, the grapple jump, and
yeah, look at that. Get a little bit more fun morph to Keneally game
got
height
it.
in the air. Very well done. There's so much cool movement tech in this game, I swear.
that basically happens because after doing the after releasing from the grapple and going into a morph, Samus gets into the crouch animation, and that somehow lets you jump
Ooh.
again. And he killed the Metroid there. He was going to use it to clip under the floor.
He's going to have to reset and try that again, because you're not getting through this. You're not using speed in this room underwater, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is another one of these tricks that's just required potentially by the logic. In this case, yeah, definitely required, because where's the gravity suit? It does not exist. We're not going to find it.
Not going to find the gravity suit. Unfortunate. I love the gravity suit.
Try this again, get the Metroid in a specific spot, freeze it, and kind of jump out, do a little clip up. There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
Rich doing his Gold Chorizo fight. Didn't quite get the right position to get in the safe spots here. He's going to be using his open reserve tanks and still be really careful. This thing does a lot of damage. Oh, there you go. Okay. He will, of course, be rewarded with his E-tank that's above him. He can collect that and get a full refill.
Savage going for that microwave on Batul. Easy enough.
Nice free refill there, yep, for Rich. Not having gravity, of course, we have to use this little tunnel to traverse over these sand pits, otherwise we will get stuck in them and pulled down, and that will get us nowhere fast.
In fact, that'll only slow things down, and that is not cool.
No, we do not want to. As slow as Suitless Meridia is, we're not trying to make it any slower. So he's doing a little bit of farming here, and particularly his ammunition back up. The game's being kind of like, here, you need all this energy to refill your reserve tanks, right? You see it at that point when you can tell he's full when the game starts dropping only ammunition. Savage working his way up this room using gravity, almost out of the water here. Actually, at this point now you're actually in the open air. You can use your space jump at least to kind of traverse this room a lot easier. We're almost over to Dragon, just a little bit more to go.
Just a little bit more to go. Next room, falling down some fake spikes because, of course.
You know how this game does, yeah.
Safety save.
Yeah, a little bit of marathon safety, of course.
What is the hint that those spikes are fake and you just have to fall through them?
I have no idea. I really don't know what like classic game design expected of us back in those days. Like, you just had to stumble upon things and figure stuff out through, like, I don't know, sheer dumb luck. I don't know how you're supposed to find stuff like that. Yeah, because the Metroid games have all sorts of things like fake acid pits and fake blocks that look like spikes, but you just fall through. It's ridiculous.
Something similar since the game came out recently. If you guys have been playing Live Alive, there's a lot of people who are trying the Twilight Edo chapter. There's 2 ways to do it, and one of them is so convoluted that you just have to remember there was a period of time where guides were not available, much less even online, and people just had to find out this somehow and then figure out how to replicate it, and it just boggles my mind.
Yeah. I don't know how any of those figured this stuff out as early gamers. It is a wonder I got through like Metroid 1 as a young lad.
Vacante, call the Nintendo helpline. They can help you for only $2.95 a minute.
Yeah, right.
Savage just did something that I haven't seen ever. What is going on? Why is his beam white?
He's killed Dragon, that's for sure. I don't
killed
know that I've ever seen what he did. He did like some intentional damaging, and that was an escape. Okay, he had a Shine Spark charge. I don't pretend to be a perfectly understanding of like all the mechanics of this game, especially when it comes to like suitless Meridia stuff. But he did Dragon correctly. I'm gonna call it that. He didn't die. Dragon is dead. He got out with a cool Shine Spark to escape the room, which is one of the hardest parts of doing Dragon suitless. Yeah, I'm gonna say he's good. He's good to go.
Yeah, call me surprised. I have actually never seen that tech.
I'm really not sure what happened there. I guess we'll pay attention to see what Rich does when he gets into that fight as well. He does something similar. Because I know there are ways to do like it's called like a Bluetooth or something where you can get a Shine Spark despite not having gravity. Like, there are ways to do it. Yeah, Rich is in his Ridley fight now, tangling with the big space dragon pirate captain, Screamy Boy. He's not that loud in this. In Fusion, he's very loud.
I was about to say, at least it's not Fusion. It's not Fusion Ridley.
Fusion Ridley makes you want to just turn off the sound for a little bit. He's so loud.
Really loud.
Which is out of supers. He's getting by with these charge shots. Should be almost done with the fight. You can tell at some point Ridley's dead because he just he tries to grab you, and then while grabbed, he's dying, or he just dies in there. Either way, that works too.
Meanwhile, Savage has been Dragon and is now making a beeline towards Toria now.
Yep, Rich will claim his space jump from Ridley, and now he's going to be heading that same direction. Well, first going back to take care of Dragon. Savage is on his way out. Nice, slow trip out of Meridia.
We got time.
Yeah, we signed up for this. We knew what was potentially happening.
We knew it could potentially happen, even though we were hoping that this wouldn't happen.
Yeah, we did want the fast option, but we didn't get it. But it's okay.
It happens. RNG, man. I run X4. I know a thing or two about RNG, and things not going the way you want them.
Yeah.
But
I primarily run Randomizer, so I know a lot about RNG. Yeah.
Moonfall underwater from Savage. That's interesting.
He's gonna take one of these sand pits out, so you get to see one of the sand pits I talked about earlier. There's just one-way trips down here, and each of them has a couple items in it, and they're a pain to check it by themselves, because if you find something down here that's important, you have to keep it. You have to do a long trip back up to get to where you can even check the other one. There's a little bit of tech while you're underneath here. The crouch and Morph Unmorph will get you like a little bit of extra distance every time as you're falling through the sand.
He's got to be careful not to get stuck on one of these pits.
Yep, these sandfalls are they apply a downward force while you're in them, and it's very easy to get like really stuck in this room. He gets through it no problem.
Funnily enough, it is easier to get out of the sand inside the sandfall than being without it. That's why he could get stuck. But unfortunately, he didn't have that issue. Yeah, now Savage is pretty much just making his way back while Rich tries to catch up.
Yep, Rich is on his way out of Norfair. He knows he's got everything he needs to finish the game at this point. Just a matter of getting to Dragon and getting it done. And of course, they are racing completely blind to each other. They don't know how their opponent is doing. So,
So Rich just has to hope that he has a lead, a little bit of a lead.
Basically, have to hope that your opponent has had as much trouble as you, if not more so, and that you might still be in a good spot. But yeah, we know. Yeah, Savage is a few minutes ahead of you still because Rich still has to make his whole trip into killing Dragon.
Watch Rich make a huge comeback.
I mean, things could happen. This is still Super Metroid. It's not an easy game. There is still the entirety of Turian, which things can happen. There's still an execution element to Rando Racing. I don't know. I'm not too worried about it. I think these two are very good runners of the game. They're both quite experienced, and playing on expert logic and all that. I don't anticipate anything crazy happening here. So I think what we're going to do in terms of the save and kill animals is we will probably cut that off when we're getting into the Mother Brain fight, just so these guys have a little bit of time to anticipate how their escape is going to go after the fight. So we've got a little bit more time still. How is that incentive going, by the way? Curious.
The incentive for the 69...
For save and kill.
Oh, for save and kill. Let me check the bid war real quick. Let me refresh it. Oh my.
Oh my.
Animals is now 66% of the way to beating Save the Animals.
Ooh, it's getting close.
Save the Animals barely budged and is sitting at $379.31. Kill the Animals is now at $230. So, this is way closer than I thought for there still being this much time before the end of the game. And then over in Tunic, we still have Pink is in the lead with 351, Gray's in second place with 149, and yeah. So that comeback could absolutely happen, both between the runners and in this bid war.
Savage now getting in through the Metroid part of Turian, seeing how very quick work Ice Beam makes them. You can stack them all up on one spot and just pop a super and they all just die really easily. So that's what we said. It was really nice to have come across Ice Beam.
Savage turned off his Varia suit because now I believe he's gonna try to attempt the baby skip.
Yeah, so you gotta get your health down here. This whole we'll see this. And he got caught. Yeah, that's fine. Baby skip is pretty hard. You have to do a very specific sort of set of movements to get to this room without the baby Metroid catching you. It's quite difficult. And you see him just kind of damaging down in anticipation of not getting the baby skip, and just because the sooner you get to 1 health, the sooner the baby Metroid lets go of you.
Oh yeah, that was a baby.
Yeah, baby, quote unquote, the baby.
It was the baby.
The baby.
It's a huge meme in the Metroid community. The baby.
The baby. The baby.
Oh, baby, love the baby. Baby's great. Gotta go to see the baby. Always the baby. Love the baby.
I love the baby. Have you seen the baby in Metroid Samus Returns? Dude, that thing is adorable.
Love the Metroids, baby. Love the Metroids.
Love them.
Rich accidentally killed the I was in trouble with the mock trades here, so he's turning off his plasma beam so that he's not killing them. Yeah, you gotta make sure not to do too much damage to them as he's setting up this clip.
Savage trying to Zebentide skip?
Zeb skip?
Got it.
Nicely done. So if you skip through that first Zebetite skip, or that first Zebetite, the rest of them don't spawn. So you can just save some ammo and go right back to putting your missiles into the mother brain. Made that look really easy. Rich not quite getting his Metroid's position right. Another attempt at the clip here. There you go. Get up to that floor. There you go. All right.
It's looking pretty tough for Rich. Let's see if Savage has to really get screwed up here for Rich to have.
I mean,
a comeback.
There are some wild things that could happen. You could have like a stand-up soft lock or something happen. But yeah, we'll see how he goes. He's probably got this in the bag.
Always possible that Rich paid someone off to like unplug the power source to their computer like at the last minute. You know, so sometimes you just gotta sabotage. You can have a little sabotage as a treat.
Yeah, friendly sabotage, competitive spirit.
Prank on your
sabotage.
Friendly prank.
It's just a prank, bro.
They're on PB pace, and then all of a sudden there's a mysterious power outage for the 3rd time that week. It just happens.
Oh, don't even get me started on that. That is something I can relate.
Like, you've been pranked a lot, bro.
So now Savage is gonna do what we call the stand-up, where normally at this point, when the baby Metroid shows up to attack Mother Brain, there Samus would be kneeling down on the floor, and you wouldn't be able to move. But by taking the damage and jumping over there, we can skip all that. And when the baby Metroid is done there, Mother Brain would just sit there motionless, and while she's in that mode, you can still damage her for the final phase. So that's sometimes saved by dealing this little bit of damage while she is in this great form, and the baby Metroid kills you up.
Yeah, you get some extra time to deal some damage to her. It's not as much damage as you can deal while having the Hyper Beam, but it does save a little bit of time as long as you pull it off correctly. You can definitely experience some soft locks from doing a stand-up glitch if you don't do it correctly. Yeah, we effectively skip that little trigger that locks Samus in place for kind of the cutscene trigger, basically. So. And now there's a certain point at which you have to be careful to stop firing, because you can actually there's a really bad, like, basically it's effectively a soft lock where the game kind of like slows way down and starts processing like at like 1 frame a second or something like that, like really slow, and it takes several minutes to come out of that state. We don't have to worry about that. Savage knows what he's doing to stop firing at a certain time. Unload with the rest of the damage with the Hyper Beam, and that is Mother Brain done.
Done. And now we should tell them who won the bid war, right?
Yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and cut off the save kill right now.
Save and kill. Who won? The mystery.
I wanted to wait until the last second, but if you're gonna force my hand, we do have Save the Animals at $379.31. Winning out.
We are saving the animals today.
We'll do just that.
So the animals have been saved. How nice. The story is canon.
Taking a few extra frames to get us on the canon timeline. I like it.
Nice.
What if Kill the Animals manages to surpass by the time Rich reaches their escape route?
Then he gets to...
I mean, I guess our runners are on different timelines then. That'd be weird. I don't know what to think about that.
The animals.
All right.
You guys donated for, so...
Yeah.
The money has spoke. Save them.
Animals saved. Let's go.
Yep, that's Save the Animals. You blow open that wall that's behind them. They're stuck in that room, and they get to come out. And your reward for that is during the ending cutscene, just a little visible few pixels as they come off of the planet as it explodes.
Time's coming up when I enter the ship, by the way.
And that's time. Good game to SavageWizzrobe coming in first place in this year race.
Time for Savage.
Time for Savage. Nicely done. There, you guys pay attention to the bottom right point of the planet there. That little bottom middle section.
You're gonna see a little street come off to the right.
You're gonna see a few pixels there. Don't blink, you'll miss it. To the right.
And there they go.
There. Yay!
Save the animals.
That's what you pay for.
Yep.
Meanwhile, poor Rich there, still going through Meridia. But it looks like
Yeah,
he did beat Dragon, so he's just making his way out.
Yep, he's on his way out. Just a few minutes more to go for on his side, and we'll be getting into Turian and taking care of Mother Brain himself. And then, of course, the one of the cool things about the Varia randomizer, during the credits, you get all your shoutouts of the people who worked on the project, but you also get to see, in case there are any major items that you missed, you get to see where those are, and it also shows you kind of the your flags for the seed, all the different settings that were applied to it, including that super fun suit setting being on.
It's super fun.
Ammo distribution 3.5, 1.0, 3.8. Yeah, that explains why we had so few supers. Look at those ratios. Jeez.
Cheese. That's what I call it, cheeses.
Just basically the minimal amount of supers compared to everything else.
Nice.
No wonder that Rich still has like 40 of them.
You even get some time. You even get the time you spend on each area. That's cute.
Yeah, it breaks down all the times you spent in each area, and you get a lot of stats in this area. I know it's really neat. All your shots fired and your missiles and stuff. Yeah, it's super cool.
I haven't really paid attention to the credits whenever I played a rando.
You hear from the item locations too. Yeah.
It doesn't tell you the number of arm pumps.
It doesn't. That's not a track stat.
That's not a track stat. Rip. What a scam.
It's 1 frame every time you do an arm pump, right? Why would a speedrunner not want to know how many frames they saved over the course of the run via arm pumps?
Well, I don't know.
Well, can I say that was a seed?
That sure was a seed. Yeah, GG's. The Varia in particular, I think, was really kind of the big turning point. Like, you coming across Varia first was like that was the big thing.
I swear I was hoping for gravity. I was rooting for it.
Yeah, we wanted it. We wanted the fast option, but we got Varia instead.
Oh, nope.
Sure. I think Rich is going to be done within a few minutes here. He's in Turian now, yeah.
Yeah.
Good luck, Rich. I'm rooting for you.
Hopefully he doesn't get soft locked in the Mother Brain.
Every time taps Kupo, it reduces a frame.
Kupo. There you go. I reduced the frame for him.
49,000 to go.
That'll be enough.
Yeah, Savage, did you catch your ammo distribution there? Like, it was like, well, that's why you didn't have any super missiles, basically.
Yeah, I did. It was like one to like 4 or 3.5 or something for the other
3.5 and 3.8. It's like, well, geez, what a wild distribution. That's so skewed.
Although I will say what's even more wild is just how much time I spent running around just to find my first pack of power bombs. So I'll say
yeah. The power bombs were so stingy early on. It took so long to even start getting any of them.
I was like, man, the power bombs are going bird. But then suddenly power bomb.
And then once you started getting a couple of them, they just started finding them in droves. Yeah. The insult was really like the first packet crate too. It's just like, oh, thanks. I can't even get that one. Thanks.
Yeah, because of course it blocked my power bomb blocks, as were many of the other ones. So you know. And hey, I bet on Croc, so moral of the story, you guys, always bet on Croc.
Oh yeah, Croc did nothing wrong, but also always bet on Croc, yeah.
Certainly, I believe he had my plasma beam this time, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, plasma was down there at your grapple location. Yeah, which gave us some nice microwaving. We'd love to see it.
Yeah, certainly. I kind of lucked out there with like the X-ray, the charge, and the plasma. Bam. Some quick boss kills there.
Yeah, having those all pop up relatively early was really nice.
Certainly.
Would be funny if you had found the plasma before Croc, because you could just do a charge shot and it would instantly go him all the way to the acid and he would die.
Oh yeah,
That's right.
it's so fun to see when you fire like one charge plasma through Croc and he just backs up. He's like, "Alright, I'm done. I'm out of here. See ya.
I'm done. Bye bye."
Yep.
I don't want any more of that. I'll take the acid, thanks."
Not to mention, of course, overloads, because of all the sprites on screen, it overloads his sprites and glitches them out. So there is that.
That's always funny to see.
See if Rich can get Zeb skip.
Will he get Zeb skip?
He's gonna reset and try the position again.
Yeah, it can be finicky, for sure. Like, it's sub-pixel based, I believe.
Nah, he just gave up. He's gonna just blow them up.
He'll just kill him. That's fair enough. You got plenty of
No
ammo.
problem.
You can get through Mother Brain here.
I think going for regular missiles is a little faster. I'm gonna
Turn
assume-
screw
You got
attack back
space, right? I
on.
didn't even see that. That's Rich going into the Mother Brain Fry. I'm also tempted to call him Mitch. For some reason.
Oh, fair. He gets to experience all of Mother Brain's fast food restaurant goodness, from the onion rings to the meatballs to the French fries and the ketchup.
Oh yeah,
Rainbow sprinkle ice cream.
We
I always-
forgot about that.
I always forget the food names with the attacks. Yeah, jeez.
With all
Yeah,
due
like-
I skipped lunch to prepare for my hosting shift, and we are well into dinner period, so I
I'm
don't
sorry.
bringing up all of the food right now. Thank you. You're fine, but I'm like, oh, those all sound so good right now.
I guess Sonic Mega, for the sake of fun, what's the save versus kill sitting at right now?
What is it sitting at right now? Well, we closed it when we hit it, so it hasn't been able to update at all. I believe when we last did it was at $260 something for kill and about 379.81 for save.
Rich is preparing his stand-up as well, staying off the ground during this. Trying to skip the cutscene trigger.
Stand-up is such a useful trick, especially if you can go for it, if you have the E-tanks, and of course if your beam is strong enough to. Can save a lot of time, but there's also some inherent risk involved with it as well, like you can soft lock yourself, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Like, the baby can get stuck in the ceiling, or it can get stuck at Mother Brain's hips. I've had that happen at least once within my practice runs, so I was just being careful to avoid that.
You know, I've had dumps that made me look like Mother Brain does right now.
Jeez.
Ah, she must feel so much better now.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like you
Can
ate the
tell.
toilet paper. I needed that.
All right, baby's taking its last hit. Rich will get his hyper beam and have only a few more shots to put into Mother Brain, and then he'll be on his way through the escape.
Yeah, so Rich,
He took it really safe by not over. How do you say it? Forgot the word.
overshooting.
Overshooting.
Save or kill?
Safe.
It's safe. Safe.
Save? Alright.
You got this, Rich. I'm rooting for you.
You got this, Rich.
Time
Go
I'm
for it.
set. Escape immediately.
Time bomb set. Get out fast.
Metroid is not Metroid without an escape sequence.
That's true.
And
Every game's
Samus
gotta
is
have one.
Samus. Unless she blows up a planet, whether intentionally or not.
Yeah, right.
So true.
She is a very good planet killer.
Yeah, how many has she blown up by this point?
At least 2.
Probably
3.
more.
There's Zebes. Then she blows up the planet phase on Prime 3, you know. And then SR 388 at the end of Fusion.
That's right.
Oh, spoilers. I'm sorry.
Don't worry, Fusion will become canon, because we're saving the animals.
It's the canon timeline. Yep, that's important.
It's again timeline.
And therefore, Dread happens as well.
I still need to play Dread. I'm still winning that game to not
Oh,
see anything.
Yeah. Dread's so good. Yeah, definitely worth playing.
Yeah, certainly. Its movement is a ton of fun.
Oh yeah.
I loved Dread for the sheer fact that I had to attempt the final boss like 3-4 times before I beat them, and the only reason was because I wasn't good enough. Like, it's been
I like the animal spark. Cool.
like that.
Very cool to see the animal spark out. Yeah. Let's get to zoom out of that last room as fast as possible, and then it's just like for Savage. Your time's coming for Rich once he enters the ship. And time.
That was great.
GG's the rich.
GG. Hey, Savage. Never roll a seat again. Oh my god.
that scene was horrible.
What happened? What was happening? You know?
It started so strong. It was so good at the start. Screw attack, speed boost. You're like, wow, but then it just.
But where's
dies.
Powerbomb?
Yeah, where were the power bombs? I was running around for them too.
Yeah, you know that like Mr. Incredible becomes uncanny meme. Like I felt great with Screw Attack speed. I was at like stage 8 when I found no power bomb, but I was like everywhere.
Should we spoil it, or should we wait for them to see the metrics?
I say go ahead and we'll just talk about it. We're gonna have a lot of time to wrap up here. We'll just go for it.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
sure. We'll talk about it. Yeah, so
But yeah,
apparently there were a lot of power bombs around, but
Yeah.
Your ratio is like 3.5, 1.0, 3.8, something like that. That's why you didn't have any supers.
That is by far one of the most cursed seeds I've ever played.
That was a lot,
Same.
yeah.
Where was your first power? Where'd you get your first? Oh, I think your logical like bomb was like you needed bombs to get power bombs, and as soon as you got power bombs, they start showing up.
Oh, they're everywhere, yeah.
Right? Yeah, they were in Bubble Mountain and Norfair, if I remember
Yeah,
right.
yeah, they were.
I
There
think
were two of them.
I think your first one was at Citadel, and then the 2 in Bubble Mountain. Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah, there were like 3 of them in that area easily.
yeah.
I have like this seed created so many orphans. You might as well call me Baudelaire.
Yeah, pretty much.
3.8, and we didn't get power bombs till later. What?
Right? It's so wild. The
Yes.
ratio's so high, but they held out for so long.
Oh my god, that is so silly. I'm like, oh my god. What was your
Well,
time,
gosh.
Savage?
My time was like 142 something.
Okay. Like, yeah, I think it boiled down to, well, we found power bomb. Let's go find Ice Beam for Goma. I was checking my orphans, and you probably like took some bigger risk and abandoned some orphans that I was going for, and you got a good lead from that.
Yeah, plus I also died to a crowd, and I was like, okay, I checked these items already. I don't need to check them again. I'll just go around like Brinstar and see what I can find, and then I routed it back to Wreck Ship and that sort of thing.
Of course, they put Ice Beam in Lower Norfair.
Yeah, then Various Suit was outside Wreck Ship.
Yeah, that went
course.
all over the. Anyways, that was absolutely a cursed seed, but I had fun with it, honestly.
Yeah, same, for sure. And I'd like to thank everyone who's been participating in the marathon, everyone who has donated, of course, Rich as well, everyone who has organized, that sort of thing. And if you enjoyed what you saw at any point, feel free to give us a follow. Rich and I both stream on Twitch.
You can check me out at moogle.tv. And I want to say thanks to my crowd who kupoed in stream and in donation messages.
And thanks to the commentators as well. Be sure to shout them out. So, or Flan and Adalor there. be sure to check them out too.
Yeah, thank you all for having me here again, for having me as a commentator too.